Welcome to DevScamsExposed, the channel that refuses to keep quiet or sweep anything under the rug. Today, we're calling out a rigged dynamic where hiring managers, HR, tech recruiters, and other members of the hiring team all gang up to pin blame on developers with the vague line, "You just didn't stand out," while the people paid to hire won't do the basic work of naming the job and learning even the basics about the craft. Developers already carry the heaviest load. We design and architect systems, write code and review it, define interfaces and contracts, write tests, debug and fix bugs across environments, instrument, monitor, and observe, plan and run releases, mentor teammates, document decisions, handle security and privacy reviews, tune performance, run data migrations, make cost and reliability trade-offs, and own CI/CD and automation end-to-end. Often, we also take on call to keep production healthy. And yet the very people paid to understand this work often don't or won't. So when a rejection lands, it's reduced to that catch-all shrug, "You just didn't stand out." Translation: we didn't define the job, we won't learn anything about your craft, and now you must rewrite your career to fit our confusion. If you want a gut check, try the fridge test. When your fridge dies, you don't call a plumber and then blame fridge technicians for not standing out in a plumber's inbox. You identify the problem, fridge, and you hire a fridge technician. In tech hiring, though, hiring managers and recruiters keep auditioning plumbers for fridge problems and then scold the fridge techs for not speaking plumber. That isn't a resume issue. That's incompetent scoping and abdication of responsibility on the hiring side. Here's another analogy. In the TV series Silo, the last remnants of humanity live in a massive underground structure run by strict rules. Mechanical is the crew of engineers and techs who maintain the silo's generator. If the generator fails, everything fails. Developers are mechanical. We keep the generator of the company running, designing, building, shipping, deploying, rolling back, observing, and improving. In siloed organizations, the people outside the engine room rarely admit what they don't know. Instead, they demand translations and push the cost of understanding onto the people already carrying the load. When developers refuse to become marketers on top of everything else, the lazy verdict arrives: didn't stand out. This isn't about clarity, it's about control. As long as developers accept the blame, hiring never has to learn the system it's supposed to hire for. Watch how the blame game unfolds. It starts with vague requisitions, kitchen sink job posts that list a dozen stacks but never say which systems the hire will actually own in the first 90 days. From there, the process worships the funnel, speed and volume above accuracy, 30-second skims, ATS filters, and instant legibility to people who don't run the system. And this is where the label tech recruiter falls apart. What's tech? About scanning for exact keywords and tossing anything that requires basic inference. Not every UI/UX designer can do front-end engineering. They typically hand off at design and delegate implementation. But front-end engineers do carry UI/UX skills because they take the baton from that step and integrate design decisions into real components and flows. Rejecting a front-end dev because UI/UX isn't spelled out line by line on the resume misses how the work actually happens. The same goes for frameworks. An Angular developer can move to Vue or React because the underlying skills, component models, state management, routing, testing, build tooling, transfer across JavaScript frameworks. And on the server side, if a full-stack or backend developer has built real services with PostgreSQL, schema design, indexing, transactions, query tuning, that knowledge translates to MySQL or other relational engines. The principles are portable even if the nouns change. If the only way you can recognize a fit is when the job ad's words appear verbatim on the resume, that isn't technical recruiting. That's keyword bingo. Now layer in the incentives. Many recruiting orgs are paid on speed, volume, or per hire bonuses. More resumes pushed, more requisitions closed, more commission, regardless of long-term fit. In that world, nuance isn't rewarded, translation is offloaded, and "you didn't stand out" becomes a convenient script to keep the pipeline moving. And hiring managers aren't off the hook either. If you accept that model, you're choosing throughput over understanding. Don't pretend the system made you do it. You approved it. Here's the part everyone needs to hear. Plenty of developers are so fed up with this gap that they try to fix it themselves by doing recruiting part-time, bringing real hands-on context to intake, sourcing, and screening. And what happens far too often? Their applications get rejected. Often the recruiter reviewing them has less technical experience and feels threatened. Sometimes the hiring manager can't see the obvious upside of a developer taking on a recruiter role. Who can save time and money by getting the scoping right on day one? When the people best equipped to repair the system aren't allowed near the controls, you have to ask whether this is just incompetence or something closer to deliberate. Keep the process opaque, keep the keywords flowing, keep the blame aimed at candidates, keep the bonuses coming. The machine rolls on. And even if you won't bring in developer recruiters, there's still no excuse. Today you can use AI to summarize stacks, map competencies, and compare actual artifacts to actual needs. If you still won't learn the work with these people and tools available, that's a choice, not a limitation. So here's the bottom line. Stop blaming developers for not standing out. There is no mystical discovery phase to outsource to the candidate. There is only doing your job. Hiring managers. You control budgets and vendors. Choose recruiters with an actual technical background, or explicitly require your recruiting partner to learn the stack and conduct intake with an engineer. Own the rubric, state the constraints, and evaluate real evidence. Recruiters, stop hiding behind "not my call" or the next one-time bonus. Learn the job. Pair with an SME. Connect the dots even when the keywords don't match perfectly. Both of you need to do more than defend the funnel. Developers, we are like mechanical in the silo. We keep the generator on. We don't owe anyone a marketing degree to be allowed to do the work we already do. If you're a developer who is done with the blame game, subscribe and tell your story in the comments, especially if you've been hit with "didn't stand out." And if you're a hiring manager or recruiter who actually names the work, defines the constraints, and evaluates real evidence, drop your approach below too. Thanks for watching DevScamsExposed. If there's a dev scam we should cover, tell us. Subscribe, stick around, and we'll keep exposing how the game is played.